hand side, it is the pink French Zerg Millennium Stephano. And Greg, I mean, we talked a little bit about Cloud Kingdom. HerO does a lot of different styles, and I've definitely seen from Stephano some different styles as well. It used to be that you could almost count on, like a clock, that he was going to do that 3-base roach, and he was just going to wash over you with roaches. But lately we've been seeing a few different things out of him. Some Ling Infester, some kind of faster Roach Infester type stuff. It seems like he's moving away from his style, but he certainly can do that original Max Roach.
Protosses are getting better and better with their force field control, and that really is the counter to the Roach aggression. Particularly on maps like this, you can wall off this area. This area is it's open, but it's not open enough to really be a guaranteed Roach attack. And Stephano, of course, he realizes that he's been the pioneer in the matchup. He's realizing that he's moving away into Ling Infester styles, but if you give him an opportunity, he can still do that at a moment's notice, and that's just an easy way to keep Protoss honest. HerO, on the other hand, he's capable of absolutely everything. Could see him take a faster on Immortals, could see him do some kind of Blink Stalker all-in, just really anything. And then it's up to Stephano to see how he reacts to that.
And that's part of what makes him so dangerous. I mean, it translates to tournament success, but when you go up against HerO, you can't say to yourself, well, surely I won't be cheesed, and I'll be safe for the first 10 minutes. HerO is capable of absolute everything, and I know that sounds like a little bit of a cliche when talking about players, but for HerO, it's one of his weapons. It's one of, if this were an RPG, that would be he'd be like at 9 or 10 out of 10 on that. It's really, he's invested in it.
Absolutely. He is the player known for his late game. He is the player who revolutionized the speed warp prism harass. He has just absolutely great decision making in terms of expansion timings and just choosing his battles. But unlike a lot of players, he doesn't only play to his strength. He's willing to mix it up and keep that. That's what makes his strength so dangerous, just because you can't predict that. You can't count on it. And we'll see what he goes with here, because, I don't know, this is a very stylistic map. It's pretty easy to get those 3 bases. However, the 4th base is very, very exposed, the 5th base as well. So I would really like to see him do some kind of very strong, heavy 3-base timing and attack into the 4th base of Stephano before Broodlords come up. Because I think if Stephano gets to his late game Broodlord army, it's going to get really, really difficult here.
And that's been extremely in vogue for Protoss players, particularly out of Korea right now. They've been looking to watch the hive timing of a Zerg player and really capitalize on the transition between Ling Infester and Spine Crawler into Broodlords. It's a time when the money is being stacked up high. They're not looking to use their money on things like, you know, pre-Broodlord units like Lings and Roaches just to survive. So it's a really strong timing for Protoss, and we've seen a lot of Korean Protoss even just key in on that. But as it is, both players will get their hatcheries and next side down respectively pretty unperturbed, like they had a little bit of a gentleman's agreement. And
yeah, HerO actually missed a little bit of miscontrol on the probe. He allowed that hatchery to get up immediately at the natural for Stephano. Not what Protoss likes to do. However, he did get away with Nexus before Gateway and then Gateway before Cannon. So a relatively economic, a solid opening from HerO as well. He's not particularly behind by any means. And the 3rd hatchery come down immediately from Stephano after the 2nd Queen. So again, very standard, normal from both players thus far.
Great information from Stephano. Positioning his Overlord, overlooking that very strong kind of peak on Cloud Kingdom. Because of that positioning, you can't actually spot it unless you have a air unit of some sort. And by having vision on this choke area, he can see things like, actually, can he see the forge? I'm going to check to confirm. No, but he can just move a little bit further to see that. More importantly, he can see what comes in and out of that base, and that's really strong positioning. One of the buffs that Zergs actually enjoyed after that recent patch.
Yep. And a part of that, he also had this Overlord up in position very quickly over here. He saw the secondary probe coming out from HerO, so he immediately has his Zergling chasing that down. That will not be able to put down any kind of forward pylons. It means that Stephano doesn't really have to be wary of any solid aggression.
It's interesting to note, too, a little bit of mismanagement by HerO on his minerals. He's actually he's just now hitting 16 on the mineral line. The only reason I bring this up is because in the past, HerO has kind of come out and said, nerves do affect me. I'm a little bit, you know, it gets to him is basically the point I'm trying to make. And the format for NASL is this round, if you lose, $0. If you win, at least, I think it's 4,000.
5,000.
Is it 5,000?
5,000 for winning.
$5,000 are on the line, at least with this match. That is, if that doesn't make you nervous, you might play golf.
5,000 and the potential for 30,000.
Yeah.
So anyone will be nervous there. And HerO, like you said, he has a history of nerves. So he could make those little tiny mistakes that you would never expect from a player of his caliber, just because this is such a big stage. There is so much on the line here.
And he is going to go with a Stargate. This is also something we're kind of seeing ebb and flow in the metagame. A lot of players have been doing either 2-base Immortal Sentry pushes or using that kind of an opening to secure for themselves a 3rd. But with the Stargate, we're seeing players trying to capitalize on Zergs, kind of responding to that style.
You do see the Void Ray first, so it's not going to be any kind of Mass Phoenix open that's gotten a little bit of popularity. Opening with a Void Ray, I don't know. Personally, I feel as a Zerg player, that makes me very comfortable. I don't feel like there's a lot of really powerful, really blatant aggression that's going to be able to come at me after that I can't deal with. Stephano, on the other hand, opened up with his absolutely normal style. The Roach Warren on the way, Lair on the way, Evo Chamber already down. This is the build that he pioneered. It deals with everything. It gets you the best possible economic opening while still being safe versus everything. And this build itself is really the key to all the success that he had, or a big part of it.
Right. And the Void Ray will announce itself by killing that Overlord on that peak, as it were. Also, we had a Stalker kind of poking at the third, and in true to HerO fashion, he only lost shields, which will eventually regenerate, but he got really good information for that. Saw a low link count, no speed of any sort, but more importantly, just kind of the saturation of the third and seeing where it's at. Now, there are Phoenix coming out of that Stargate behind, and you'll notice they're not moving out on the map just yet. A lot of Protoss players will wait till about 4 Phoenix, sometimes 5, before they reveal themselves, hoping to catch a few vulnerable queens.
And we see +1 has now just started for HerO. He also put down 3 gateways. Only 3 gateways at this time, suggesting that he's going to take his third pretty quickly. He's not making the big gateway explosions to set up some kind of rotating aggression. He's just going to get up a decent solid army, take that third base, harass with the air units, and try and go into a macro game from there.
And Stephano is actually kind of already muscling up for that. You see Spore Crawlers going down at, let me see this, each of his bases. So that's going to act as just kind of an anchor. From there, the Queen is relatively safe to go ahead and launch its more longer range attack against those air units. We do see a pylon going down at the third. It's interesting to note, I don't think this will be a fake actually. The money's kind of mustering up towards that 400 count for the Nexus, but some players have been using that as like a, hey, look over here, I might be taking a third, then they launch an attack, but there's just too few gates from here.
Yeah, he also cleared out all the scouting overlord. You actually leave that overlord alive so they can see the Nexus, just because it's important for the Zerg to think that you're doing that. So, given that, it looks like HerO will be doing an actual third base. And there's some aggression coming out from HerO, or from Stephano.
Both players are kind of responding. I mean, Stephano's very famous for saying in the past, anytime I see a Stargate opening, I just make roaches and attack. We're going to have to see if that's going to work. But right now, 2 Queens are feeling very, very bad for themselves. They both go down to the Phoenix and Void Ray combo. But meanwhile, there's a counterattack over here, and there's only 5 Sentries, a Zealot, and a Stalker.
And 30 Zerglings in production from Stephano. He's going to be rallying them towards the third base. And this,
oh,
I don't know if it's possible. Oh,
they're in.
Not watching.
No force fields here. You got to wake up. You're playing StarCraft right now. And force fields do go down, but is it enough?
Absolutely no way that HerO can hold this off. Losing those sentries, force fields are absolutely everything here. More units streaming in from Stephano. And
the other sentry gets picked off as well. Stephano is focus firing brilliantly. All the sentries are gone. The roaches are pushing forward. 2 cannons are queued up to join just the 1 cannon. But Stephano is pushing forward with a massive number of units, and it could just be over right now.
It absolutely is. There's nothing HerO can do about this. His cannons won't finish. He's warping in Zealots.
Oh my god.
And that's just too much stuff for Stephano. And HerO just not watching as the sentries as they run in, and nothing you can do about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephano is on the warpath. He will not be denied. And all the probes are getting destroyed. There's no pylon to power those frontal defenses. The Phoenix are doing everything they can, but unfortunately they're abducting 1 roach at a time, and that's just simply not enough. He is getting warped in, but Stephano has, he just sees greener pastures. He's actually moving up to get up that main mineral line now as well.
He is, and Stephano's actually just going to play this safe. He's checking up to infestors, he's making a bunch more drones, he's taking the 4th base, and he's upgrading. He's not pushing the issue here. He decided he's done enough damage that there's no way he can lose, so he's just going to be safe. And
Stephano knows that if he tried to focus fire the Nexus right now, he would never get it, so he's actually just going to go for probe kills. And that is such smart play from a champion-level Zerg right now. He's doing exactly what he needs to do to put himself in a position where it's actually impossible for HerO to win from here.
Absolutely. As we look, he's already killed 37 workers and none killed for HerO. And more units coming in. Stephano actually just decided not to play it safe. He's just going to go in for the kill now. He realizes there's no way HerO can hold this off. He's just going to keep leaning on him until he has to do.
I mean, even if these Zerglings, I mean, it's not even really a question of even if. Everything that they do is costly for the Protoss player. Zerglings have been talked about as like almost essentially for free. Of course, that's not true. But when you're working with this much larva,
you can trade them for anything at this point. It's more than efficient. HerO continuing to work in and hold on, never GGing as we said, but at this point, nothing you can do. 4th base already up. Air unit trying to harass a little bit, but everything's completely shut down. Extra Spore Crawler going up just to be safe. It looks like he has stabilized his natural, but again, at what cost? 66 supply. So only 125. Like, we say only 125, but I'm actually surprised he's not that much further ahead.
Harvester count 33 probes to 72 drones.
That is a slight difference. Also, 11 festers on the way. Yeah. And more units coming in. Obviously, not HerO just not watching on the force field once again. HerO definitely looks like he's playing nervous to me. These are mistakes that he should not be making.
Force field should have gone down and just denied them any entry at all. I mean, as it were, they just kind of, they didn't lose anything, but again, that could be construed as a mistake. And Stephano's going ahead and securing for himself a 4th base. You can see the Spore Crawlers just across the board, and now Infestor stepping out. I mean, that's a really smart play. Again, he's really far ahead, but if there's any Protoss out there in the world that could come back, it is HerO. So Stephano, he needs to play completely safe, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's just trading out very, very easily made.
Oh, and a huge fungal here on
fungal.
Phoenix. Two of them, or one of them, oh, never mind, two of them just got away. So they took a little bit of damage there. And the Void Ray sitting here working on an extra with more Infestors.
No, this is like one of those Jaws movies. Don't swim there. What are you doing? Don't do it. No. Now is not the time.
The Void Ray goes down. All of the Phoenix are caught. One more Phoenix and everything will go down. Or one more Phoenix and everything will go down.
Meanwhile, the Protoss on.
Big
force field there.
Good force field, but he only has 1 sentry left. It does not have another force field. Everything will get surrounded and killed off as soon as those dissipate.
Yeah.
And Stephano just doesn't even care at this point. He's attacking with his Zerg, and he knows it's absolutely over.
That's it. GG.
Well, 1-0 for Stephano in surprisingly easy fashion.
Yeah.
It's just HerO, he had a build already, he had a plan. He was doing everything that he wanted to do. He just forgot that Stephano was doing stuff too. As Stephano came in with a huge attack, and the force fields are absolutely everything at that point in the game.
And Stephano is a nerve-wracking first-round opponent, so I can hardly blame HerO. But he's going to have a moment to cool his jets, because before we go too far, we're actually going to shoot over to day 9 in Soe for some analysis. Oh, we're going to do a commercial, then go to them. No, we're not even going to go to them at all.
After the match.
A commercial. It's at the end of the whole series.
Yeah.